There goes a Harley Stevenson. See how that goes. Sounding good. Wouldn't it be something if we got a rainstorm for my motovlog? You know? Well, the screen went off after 2 minutes, so that's awesome. I made sure I was recording, my screen went off, a car pulls out in front of me. All the things that you would expect in life. Computers doing exactly what you tell them to do, and cars doing exactly what they're not supposed to do. So I'm thinking about getting this motovlog going again, and I don't really expect too much to start. The main problem was getting the gear problems fixed. And I do see one major problem. I can't see my speedometer. Well, hey now, it's not good. It'll work. Just have to glance down at it every once in a while, I guess. You can't have everything, you know? I was just thinking about that with all the troubles I've had getting motovlog equipment to work. And it's not even really motovlog equipment, and that's the problem. Nothing is designed for motovlogging. It's all just cobbled together. So it's convoluted, to say the least. We'll take a ride out here by the Air Force Base. So off we go into the wild blue, as the people at the old Air Force Base there would say. You know, I picked a guy up there once when I was driving Uber. When I was driving Uber, you would pick up all sorts of people. Well, this guy was making enough money that if he wanted to get a coffee, he could take an Uber from here down to the coffee place and back. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was dropping at least 15 bucks on a latte. But he stated that if the public knew what was going on in there, they'd be really mad. Now these days, that's hard to say exactly what that means, you know, so I can't really say, but I don't know if it was just something he meant that we'd be peeved, or that we'd like want to strangle somebody over it because it's going to kill us. I don't know. And there's the Owens Corning fiberglass. It's another distribution center. I was wondering what they did there. I didn't think they'd make anything. They just shuffle it around there. So, to get started on my motovlog project, I went and bought batteries. Somehow, I managed to lose all my GoPro batteries. And they are expensive. I'm just glad that you can still get them for the 9. The 9 still seems to be new enough that you can go in and pick up some stuff for it at Best Buy without having to do mail order. Well, they got a project going on there. I haven't been out this way in a while. And I went and checked at a motovloggers forum. I wanted to see who was still active. And there was one motovlogger I didn't see anything from that I expected to. He was really into it. He showed a lot of cool tips. But he was out of the game. And the rest of them were all still there. And I went and checked what they were doing with their channels. And I'm not putting anybody down here. This is very hard. This sounds worse than what I'm saying. But when I went to their channels, most of their motovlogs received low views. I'm talking a couple hundred views each. But here's the thing, their subscriber count went up. So some of them became monetized. So it wasn't for naught, but they probably still don't make much money. But if you can make any money with a hobby, that's a beautiful thing. Of course, in my dream mind, I think, wow, wouldn't it be wonderful to make a living riding motorcycles? Well, that's a fantasy. That's a pretty big fantasy right there. If you did do it, you may ruin it, because there's a lot of people who would like to make money riding motorcycles. And that means competition, and competition means work. So I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm saying it's not probably going to be the fantasy that you think it is. And it's not going to be the fantasy that some motovloggers portray. Some. I'm not going to say the names, but there's one that is obviously hired by an American-made motorcycle brand. And all it is the majority of their vlog is 3-second jump clips, just jumping from one happy scene to the next. It's all laughs and good times, and it looks like a wonderful time just riding motorcycles. Once you consider what that might entail, it may not be something that suits your expectations. Because if they're sponsored, that sponsored expects some things from you. And it may look like you're just going to Sturgis, staying in an expensive Airbnb, drinking it up, yucking it up with your buddies and having a great time. But the reality of it is, you'd be stuck with those guys whether you're enjoying their company or not. You have to fake the good times. For example, there's old guys and young guys together on this. I don't care what the motovlog shows, some of that probably isn't a very good time, because sometimes the old guys and the young guys have different ideas of what a good time is, and creates friction, a little bit of friction. One thing I've been trying to solve is this tinted windshield problem, and people complain because they don't like looking through it on the video. I can understand that, but I'm trying to give the view that I have. And right now, that view is pretty close to what I've got. So I'll just do it like this for now. Maybe I'll get a windshield that isn't tinted later, but people like how this one looks, gosh darn it, and I'm happy. But you can pretty much see everything I see. It's almost like you're riding on the bike. At least from the visual perspective. Coming into Granville. And it's a bad day to come into Granville, actually. They've got everything shut down, it would seem. I didn't have to go this way anyhow. I don't think I want to go to downtown Granville today. It just doesn't sound fun. I want to be out moving. Now, this motovlog, totally unprepared. If there's anything I've learned about motovlogging, it's you should probably be prepared. You should probably have something to talk about. Other than just my thoughts on motovlogging, I really don't have a whole lot. Just I shouldn't say my thoughts overall. I was giving some of my negative thoughts. The gear is no good. It's hard to get enough money to make a living doing it. And it just makes me sad that things aren't exactly like I want them to be. And that this may require some work. You know what I mean? The good things about it. Who would ever thought that one man could do a motovlog? You know, one of the hardest things to film was car scenes. They used to have a really difficult time. And if you look at the old movies, you can see how they really struggled making a scene where someone's driving down the road. So it is the worst filming environment you can be in. On a motorcycle, oh my, you've got vibration, noise, wind, all sorts of things. It takes a lot of concentration to ride the motorcycle, so you can't be fiddling with your gear. You start gear fiddling, you're going to be in a ditch looking silly. So it's a challenge, and that's probably a good thing. If it wasn't a challenge, what would be the point? If it wasn't a challenge, everybody would quit their job and just be out there making money riding motorcycles with great big smiles. Except for some motovloggers are the opposite. They get on their motorcycle and just start complaining. Just, oh, Harley Davidson didn't do what I want it to do, and oh, it's hot out here, and oh, I don't have the friends that I think I should have out here. You get it. You know, you probably know If you watch any other motovloggers, you probably know which ones I'm talking about. And they get just as many views, if not more. One of them, oh my goodness, she really cranks the views in. I'm not jealous of that, because I know even doing that would not be easy. I'm just shocked that people enjoy so much of that content. But who am I to judge? I can't get any views yet. I haven't found my niche, as they say. I'm nicheless. How would you like to go around nicheless? Anyhow. Go head back in this way. See what's going on this way. And I'm having fun. I did forget how much fun it is to get out here, pull a topic out of your rear end and start talking about it. Okay, pulling anything out of your rear end can be a painful situation, but when it's just done figuratively, it's not that bad. You get through it. And, you know, I spent some time today going through the motovloggers and seeing what they do, because it's not such a bad idea to copy a successful story. You shouldn't copy what they do exactly, but there's a formula to some of them. If you watch a lot of them, they have a formula that works for them. And you can copy that, like, okay, I come on camera and I talk for a little bit, and I bring some cute girls in. You probably won't see that from me. That's a little tough for me. Then I get on my motorcycle and just ride and talk. And for some people that works. And it was Shade Tree Surgeon. That guy amazes me. The last I heard, he's still on a GoPro 4. He ain't worried about no equipment. He doesn't mess around with cheesy multi-views and all this stuff. He don't need it. He's just a good motovlogger, in my opinion. The other folks, they need a little more. They gotta sprinkle some spice on that recipe, you know, some multi-views and some drama. Gotta have the drama. And with all that, they come up with something other people like. It's a great thing that we can do that in this world. I'm still confused how we get away with it. Seems like somebody would have had their way with it and shut it down, but Yeah, we're still going with the YouTubes. I've noticed too that a lot of people just push their way through all the getting kicked off and stuff like that for saying the wrong things or whatever. They just kind of dealt with it, or maybe they tamed their content down to suit the guidelines and get through all that. And it seems like they're lightening up a little bit now. I don't know if they are or not, but yeah, you do have to work with the rules, and I do not like that. I would much rather not have any rules. Garage sales everywhere. It's that time of year. Time to get away from your old stuff you got at Walmart. Get out there and get you some new junk. He didn't wave. He was too busy, had his hands full. There we go. Did a wheelie for us up. Wheelie kajeelie. There's a pup. It looks like a good old boy. Maserati. He's as fast as you can and down the street here. A lot of fancy cars around lately. It's like we're getting an influx of the tech bros. I can still hear him way down the road there, just a getting it. The old Maserati. I've got some other ideas, but talking about your future ideas sometimes ain't that smart when you're as undecided of what you're gonna do as me. Maybe it's best just to leave that lay and wait till you're doing it. Don't want to be speculative. We got the Licking County Courthouse in view here. I'm not sure how many of the roundabouts I want to take down here this evening, but we'll go around this one and see how it goes. The roundabouts, love them or hate them, they got their use. The problem is nobody knows how to use them, and that creates confusion. And everybody thinks they already know how to drive, so it's not like you can explain it to them. But they're really no good for motorcyclists, because what they do is cars hit it broadside and there's less death. But a motorcycle, if you get hit broadside, it's just as painful. I had a car just like that once. Here's a motorcycle. Nice old Honda. see, how hot is it? It's 81. It hadn't been 81 in a while. Well, this wasn't much of a ride tonight, but I was staying local. Looked like rain a little bit, so I decided to stay close, and I don't even know if this is going to work yet. Earlier today I didn't get no sound because junk equipment, you know. I got adapter kits and everything else on here. Yeah, I wish somebody would come out with a whole, I'll tell you what, I'd pay $1,000 for a good helmet to fit well. It was lightweight, that had a built-in camera. I would. I'd pay $1,000 for that, and I'd be way ahead of. I don't know how much I've spent. I didn't total it up. You're so frustrated that when you're trying to get all this working, you're not even thinking, geez, how much am I spending here? I mean, I've got old camera kits just laying around, that SENA garbage. Oh my goodness, that was the worst one. Great idea, you know, you just clamp it on your helmet and finagle that microphone in there to you somehow, and then it's supposed to work, but oh, the footage was horrible. So that thing's been laying around for 8-9 years. Have a Sony action cam, that wasn't worth nothing. It sets the wrong way. Oh, it was just you know, it was not a good setup. Looks like right now everyone's bragging up those DJI what they call them, Action 5 or Action 4, and they probably are better than GoPro. GoPro is unreliable. I hate the software. Oh, I don't really care that much for the footage even, so I certainly am not married to the garbage I'm working with here. It's just the best I got. But this type of footage, really, it's not going to do that well. Off-bike footage is always going to be better. This is just filler, really. It's fun to make it, but sometimes it's not so fun to watch it.